Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Folge von Let's Play Shadowrun Return. Wir sind hier in Feuerstelle, wo Glory in ihrer Kindheit von einem gewissen Harrow in einen ziemlich üblen Kult gelockt worden ist. Hier haben wir die Garage, Van. Glory pauses at the side of the van. She traces the side of it with a claw. I remember cruising back allies of Tübingen looking for kids in need of help. The bait girls, Marta and the others like her, would offer them money or food or drugs or sex, whatever it took to get them into the van. And once they peeled in, Harrow and I would be waiting to greet them. I remember so many nights like that, she frowns. I remember how much I used to enjoy it. Das stimmt. Coming back here shows your integrity, Glory. Most runners that I know would have done with what you're doing tonight. Mein Mikrofon mal ein bisschen näher stellen. Left to my own devices, I probably wouldn't have. You pushed me to this, to find some semblance of redemption. I owe you for that. You don't owe me anything. She shrugged. Tell yourself whatever you like. We both know the truth. Come on, let's keep going. Ich habe schon im letzten Part ja gesagt, wie schön diese Musik ist. Gerade, dass dieses Musikstück so ein Einzelfall hier ist. This is the Initiate's dormitory. The new arrivals are brought here. There's still hope for this kid, Deadly Angel. Harrow hasn't a chance to ruin them yet. Good to know. We'll try to get them out of the... Glory raises her hand, suddenly alert. Wait, listen. Movement in the other room. Listen closely. You strain your ears to listen. Soft voices from inside of the room come drifting out of a nearby van. You hear a woman's voice. The sound is crisp and smooth and sweet, and it instantly puts you at ease. Calm now, dear. It's probably nothing. No need to worry yourself. We're so far off the beaten track, we don't get a lot of visitors. Out of the corner of your eye, you can see Glory's back shifting as if she flinches as thought she's been stung. Ich weiß, wer diese Frau ist. Another voice, high-pitched and pleading, an adolescent boy. But what if is something? What if the bad people have found us? What if they followed me here and they come to... The female voice cuts in, soft and comforting. Well then, we'll send them away. You're perfectly safe here. You have to believe that. Don't worry, dear heart. Harrow won't let anyone hurt you. Not here, in this place. Not ever again. You hear another boy's voice. The one is deeper. Are you certain, Marta? Ja, ich hab's mir doch gedacht, dass sie das ist. Positive, be calm, all of you. As long as you're here with us, nothing bad will ever happen to you. Is that your Marta, Glory? He gives you a curt nod. Not mine, Harrow's, but she's the Marta from my story, yes? What do you want to do? Glory pauses, grits her teeth. Finally she spits out an answer. I don't know. If she's still here, she'd be Harrow's number one, in my old position. He had his way with all of us, but he has always sweet on Marta. Part of me wants to kill her. She's the reason why a lot of kids wound up here, including me. She grips her teeth and the razor flicks out of her fingertips. A second later, she retracts her. But there isn't time. This is what we're here for. You're right. We can deal with Marta later, after we accomplish what we came here to do. After a brief pause, she nods. Marta's voice floats back out through the van. Hush now, boys, and get some rest. You've got a big day tomorrow, the biggest day of your life. You get to meet Harrow. I promise you, after you speak with him, you'll see the whole world in a different way. A better way. The adolescent voice trembles out a response. Alright, Marta, have a good night. A lovely musical laugh was through the van. You too, dear heart. All of you. You hear the distant sound of a door sliding shut. Glory takes a deep breath and releases it. Let's go, Deadly Angel. We need to deal with the shrine. Step away. Let's do it. Oh, das muss schrecklich sein für Glory. Oh, ich weiß nicht, ob ich mir weiter hier in den Räumen umgucken soll. Was haben wir denn hier? HP plus 20. Send item into your stash. Balanced medikit. Yes, nothing. Refrigerator. As you open the refrigerator door, a whiff of ammonia sticks in your nostrils. Watery light glints off the door's polished interior. The fridge is stacked, full of large plastic bins, all tightly sealed and neatly labeled. It's hard to tell through the opaque plastic, but they appear to be full of meat. Back the containers. You pop the lid of a container to take a closer look. The first thing that hits you is the smell. The meat in here is beyond rancid. White mold frosts the sides of the bin, and it's all that you can do to keep it from gagging. As you rush to put the lid back down, you recognize a familiar shape in the rotten meat. A mangled human hand. What the hell is this, Glory? Glory's voice fled. Lydia's supplies. The adversary prefers them aged. Howard teaches all of the indicates how to do it. How to harvest the meat. How to store it, how to label it. Nobody likes doing it at first, but you learn. By the end, it doesn't even bother you anymore. This is beyond fucked. We need to shut this place down. With Harold dead, all of this will stop. She turns away from you. Let's keep moving. Boah. Krank hier. Door. Oh, ein Büro. Sehr schön. Ein Buch. An essentially large ton-sized cabinet on this pedestal. The paper is robust and fibrous, and the binding has been expertly stitched. A steel plate running along the book spine anchors into the pedestal. Glory stares down at it, frowning. Harrow's manifesto, the handcrafted line of bullshit that he needs to intitulate. We all ate that up with a smile and came away convinced that he was a genius. She leaves through the pages with an articulate finger. Looks like he's expanded it over the last few years. It's at least twice as thick as when I lived here. Maybe there's something in there that we can use. I wouldn't want to hang around long enough to find out. This is Harrow's personal library. He used to experiment in here. There were dangerous things in here, Deadly Angel. Sick thing. I was never allowed in this room without Harrow. Nobody was. He said it was for our safety, and I think that he was telling the truth. She pauses. I feel uneasy being in here. I don't want to stay longer than we have to. Whatever Harrow's added to his manifesto could be important. I'm going to take a look. Alright, I'll watch you back, but try to be quick. Leaf through the beginning of the manifesto. You flip through the early pages of the manifesto, find what looks like a good place to jump in and start to read. When I first set out on the path of free living, I realized that I have to rethink all of my earlier assumptions about life. I'd have to question my own values and beliefs, and I needed the strength to trust in the answers that came to me. The prospect was daunting, but it was also necessary. The road to freedom is paved with unanswered questions. After all, you can learn to be free from a book. The answers won't come for a Bible, an instruction manual, or a code of conduct. If you don't learn that, you'll never break your chain. The path to true freedom is one that each of us must walk in this on her own. Or her. What makes life worth living? What in this life is truly valuable? And what is to us that can be burned away? I spent weeks dissecting every aspect of my life to find the answers to the questions. Slowly, agonizing, I pared down the list until only 4 items were made. These 4 items became the cornerstone of my new philosophy, and the basis for everything that Firesteller stands for. Love, the first cornerstone and the most important. Without love, life isn't bland and meaningless. Without love, we might as well be machines. Love what you do, love the people around you, but above all, love yourself. Self-determination. Determination. The second cornerstone, each of us must be his or her own shepherd. No more gods and no more kings. Life is your own. Lash out against anyone or anything that tries to treat you like property. An assault on your freedom is an assault on your whole being, and it must be met with an equally Pharisee response. Charity, the third cornerstone. A miserly life is an empty life. If each of us is our own master, then nobody should live as a serf. by helping others along the path to enlightenment, so that we enrich our own lives. Ich weiß, warum die alle den geil fanden, weil der hat schon echt Talent, Massen zu bewegen. Passion, the final cornerstone. Complacency and poison, be wary of it. Ambition is the key of fulfilling a life. Don't settle for what it is. If you do, you banner what it could be. You hear a rustling sound behind you. Glory, turning, you can see a troubled look on her face. The ominous feeling is getting stronger, Deadly Angel. It feels like we're being watched. Okay, leave the journal alone. This appears to be a standard terminal. A login prompt glows on the screen. Kann nicht decken. Glory kann auch nicht decken. So. Ich würde sagen, es ist an der Zeit. The doorway shimmers with a faint red light. As you approach the door, you can feel a squirring sensation in the back of your skull. Your limbs begin to tingle and feel heavy. The closer that you get to the doorway, the more of a struggle is to continue moving forward. It feels through the strength is being shivered from your body. Step back. As you step away from the door, the crawling sensation gradually recedes. A moment later, the strength returns to your limbs. Glory stares into the light, groaning. The shrine room is still there, but this barrier wasn't here before. Hell must have wanted the doorway after I ran. How do we get through? The door is like a lock. There must be a key. A grimace grows on her face. I know who has it. There's only one person here that Harrow would offer it to. Marta. She nods. Looks like we're going to have to confront her after all. The razor flicks out of her finger. Let's go. Wow. Müssen wir uns also doch um Marta kümmern? Wo war die denn nochmal? Irgendwo hier oben, ne? Ja. Da. Dafür können wir uns wieder ready machen für Kämpfe. Open the door. Hi. Wie geht's? The initiate closest to the door, whips his hand up to look at you. He takes a short step backward in alarm, then opens his mouth to cry for help. You don't want to do that? Glory looks deep into the initiate's eyes, transfixing him. We're not here to hurt you. Etikette haben wir leider nicht. We're friends of Harrow. Don't bother calling Marta out here. We're just going in there to Nee. Do you really think that you can get that door before I get you? Weiß nicht. Die werden uns nicht glauben, dass wir Freunde von Harrow sind. Deswegen versuche ich mal zu drohen. The initiates eyes you nervously. His gaze flits to Glory. Then he falls to his cyber limb. He swallows. No. He takes a step back. Please don't hurt us. Like I said, we don't want to hurt anybody. We're just here to have a word with Marta. Alone. You're not going to hurt her? No, of course not. We just want to talk. We're old friends. Yeah, okay, you do that. Takes a step back, then screws up his courage. But you better be telling the truth. He says if anything happens to her, don't worry, kid. Nobody's getting hurt tonight. Except of Harrow. Mal schauen, ob wir Marta nochmal irgendwie durchkommen. Female Initiate. Der kann man reden. The Initiate by the door is staring at Glory's limb. Her eyes wide. She's a mousy little thing, probably somewhere in the vicinity of 17 years old, with purple contract glands and a shock of blue hair. She glances up at Glory, blinking. You used to live here, didn't you? I've seen your pictures before. You shouldn't have been in that room. It isn't safe for any dates in there. I wasn't there. Please don't tell Marta or Mr. Harrow. I don't want to get into trouble. I won't. And to answer your question, yes, I did live here. I was like you, a scared kid, brought here by Marta for a chance at new life. I like Marta. She's so nice. I always feel safe when I'm with her. Most adults aren't like that. They either don't notice you or they do for wrong reasons. But Marta, she cares about us. There's a long pause, and then the Initiate looks at you. Screwing up her courage, she speaks. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead, ask away. Well, I overheard Marta talk about Mr. Harrow yesterday. I think that they were talking about our meeting with him, the one that Marta was just telling us about, where we'll learn to see the world in a different way. Go on. Well, I couldn't really hear the whole conversation. It was all muffled. But what I could hear was kind of weird. Mr. Harrow said some stuff about the shrine, and then it sounded like he changed the subject, because he started talking about dinner. Something about chopping up meat. Well, Mother got real upset, said they're too new, they're not ready, make the older ones do it, stuff like that. But then Mr. Harris said some other things, and then she calmed down again. When she left, she was smiling. And so I was still wondering, do you know what they were talking about? I want to make sure that Marta is okay, but I can't ask her about it, because I don't want her to find out that I was eavesdropping. I think that I know what Harris has planned for you. Have you ever opened the fridge in the other room? No, why? Is that where we're going to make dinner? Glory cuts in, her voice is gentle. I wouldn't worry about it. We'll make sure that Marta is okay. Alright, but don't tell her that I told you, please. Don't worry, we won't. How long have you been here, by the way? Almost a week. She shuffles her feet. Eventually, she looks up with a small smile. It's wonderful. Of course it is. So much nicer than living on the street, isn't it? Glory's face is kind, but the tone is one of incredible sorrow. You'll be good, sweetie. Don't you worry. We'll take care of Marta. The girl smiles simply and steps away. As you pass by her on your way to the door, Glory shoots you a sidelong glance. It's like I thought. Things have changed in the past few years. How so? Back when I lived here, Harry would never have let such a fresh convert prepare a sacrifice. He waited until she was in so deep, until she felt so indebted to him that she couldn't turn away and run. It was a rule. You let newcomers get settled for a month, maybe 2, before teaching them the more unsavory aspect of cult life. Even then, you start them off slow. Their first lesson would use pork or chicken, never human meat. That didn't come until much later. Indoctrinating a new recruit after a week is risky as hell, and he would never have done it when I lived here. Maybe he's getting cocky. Nah, the shrine. He's using it to brainwash the initiates faster than he used to. She nods. That's what I'm thinking. Harrow getting lazy, letting his captive spirit do the heavy lifting for him. So what does this mean for us? I'm still working on that, but I don't think that the shrine is just a tool for Harrow anymore. I think that he relies on it. He's using it as a crutch. She cocks her head slightly, a thoughtful expression on her face. I think that he's let himself become a dependent on damn thing. The girl is never going to have to do what we saw back in the kitchen. We won't let it happen. She nods, a fierce look in her eyes. On that, we are agreed. So, Marta. Marta's just on the other side of the door. However this goes, we're going to have more quickly afterward. If she dies, Harrow will know it, and I don't trust her to keep her mouth shut if she lives. So we take the key on the shrine room, break through the ward, and confront the spirit. Are we clear on that? Open the door. Crystal. Let's do it. Hallo Marta. Boah. Will nicht in Glorys Haut stecken. The woman in the room is lovely. Full lips contrast artfully with her fine elvish features, and a tumble of fire-red hair spills down over her shoulders. Beyond her physical beauty, there's something inherently approachable about her. She exudes an almost pale-pale aura of kindness and warmth. Marta, Glory's old lover, the lure that Harrow used to draw her, and so many others to Feuersteller. She looks up with a start at the sound of your approach. Her eyes go wide at the sight of Glory. As she takes in a cyberware, her mouth falls open in horror. Glory? Yes, Marta, it's me. Glory's voice is cold. It's been a long time. It has. Marta swallowed. The horrified look hasn't left her face. Glory, what have you done to yourself? What I had to do. I got out, Marta. This was the only way. Oh, Glory! All at once, the horror on Marta's face is replaced with an expression of profound sorrow. I am so sorry. Marta steps forward. Her arm extends to wrap Glory in a hug. All at once, something in Glory's face changes. Her skin goes from paler to pallid, and her breath becomes ragged. She takes a step back and raises her claws into a defensive posture. Her voice frosts over with a cold rage. Don't you touch me! You're one of Harrow's creatures. You always were. Marta stops short. One of his creatures? Glory, what are you talking about? Ich sag mal nothing. Also das kann wirklich Glory für sich selber klären. You know as well as I do. You worshipped that monster. You set me into coming here so that I would worship him. If you hadn't found me, if you hadn't baited me, none of this would have happened. None of what? I haven't done anything. If you just left me where you found me, I never would have hurt anybody. My mother would still be alive. I never would have sold my soul to the abomination that you all worship. And I wouldn't have to sacrifice my own body to escape from it. This place took everything away from me, and it's all started with you. She looks gently hurt. Her and I rescued from a life on the street. A beautiful girl, homeless, penniless, living in a gutter. I put you away from all of that. I saved you. There's a long pause. Glory stares into Marta's eye, her expression unreadable. I don't feel much anymore, Marta. Most of the time I'm completely numb. But for you, I can make an exception. I hate you. I'm sorry that you feel that way, Glory. For my part, I still love you. The razor flicks out of Glory's fingertip. Her lip curls into a snarl. Another lie. The last one you'll ever tell. I don't think that she's lying, or at least she doesn't think so. She believes what she's saying. That's because it's true. I'll prove it to you. The words come out stammering out of her, her eyes fixed on Glory's razor. Ask me anything you want. I'll show you that I'm telling the truth. I never wanted anything bad to happen to you, Glory. Not ever. She wheels her face to you. Why are you listening to her? She's just telling you what you want to hear. That's her whole purpose, remember? She's paid. Why should we listen to anything that she has to say? Because of this and the photo that was nailed to. If she were lying, she wouldn't have kept them all the years, Glory's wing. Glory stares at you for a moment, naked, hostility on her face. Then the razor slides back into her housing with a click. Alright, Marta, convince me. Convince you of what? That I'm not a monster? I don't know how to do that, Glory. You can stop by telling me how you sleep at night. You know what happened to the kids that you'll bring here. You know what happened to me, but you're still luring them here into Harold's clutches. All these years later. So tell me, how do you live with yourself? Explain it to me. From a moment, you can see the conflict behind Marta's eyes. If cognitive dissonance had a face, it would be hers. Confused, frightened, angry. At war with herself. For a moment she struggles to speak. Then the whispering sensation that you felt outside of the compound comes back, and her face changes. The muscle of her brow relaxes, and she appears to be at peace. Why are you asking me this, Glory? You already know the answers. The kids here, they aren't being heard. They're walking the path to a free and pure life, just like Harold taught us. Ich lasse Glory reden, weil das ist wirklich ihre Sache. Ich mische mich da nur so weit ein, wie ich muss. Harold is full of shit. There's nothing lying about any of this. It's all on one big narcissistic power trip of him. He's a psychopath and he hurt those kids. He made me hurt them. Her voice is calm, placid. He's a great man, a prophet. True sacrifices have to be made, but what he brings in return, it's so much love, Glory. You remember? Ich glaube, die Frau wird hier nicht lebend rauskommen. Ich glaube nicht, dass Glory die hier am Leben lässt. Glory shakes her head. This is a waste of time, Marta. If what you're saying is true, if you ever really did care for me, then give me your key. She blinks. Key? Whatever you used to get past the walls outside of Harold's shrine. I need it. Don't ask why. Just do this for me. You owe me that much. She looks momentarily conflicted. Then the moment passes. No. Harold said I had to guard this. He told me that I could never take it off. I can't question one of Harold's orders. It would be wrong. Etiquette Academy. Ja, habe ich leider nicht. What if I could convince you that it wouldn't be wrong to question me? Oh, ich glaube, ich habe mir... She blinks. Then that thing that you saw behind her eyes looks down again, and the flicker of unease on her face is replaced with an easy smile. You're welcome to try, but I promise you, you walk away from this apologizing for how wrong you were. Harold is a great man. Fresh is a good place. Stay here for a while, and you learn it for yourself. She crosses her arm over her chest. Go ahead, ask your question. Harold is hurting the runaways that you bring here. You can see that, can't you? Her smile shifts into an expression of mocker. Hurting? How so? He's going to make the initiates, the young initiates like the girl in the next room, do something horrible. Her smile slowly fades. That girl, such a sweet young thing. I rescued her from a bad place, Glory. Her and her boys in her room as well. But they're all safe now. Isn't that what is important? Are they? You know what I'm talking about, Marta. The harvesting, the meat. Marta blinks. She looks momentarily confused, and then you see the conviction clamp back down behind her eyes. It's regrettable, yes, but it happens for a good reason. The sacrifice keeps us safe here, and safety is something that a lot of these kids have never known. The initiates have to learn certain things how done here. We all have our responsibilities. Did you have anything else to say? Any other examples of how Harrow is supposedly hurting us to wave in my face? If so, do it. I'm all ears. I can't promise that you like my response though. He's corrupting you as well. How many of them has he taken as his wife, yourself included? She rolls her eyes at you. A lesson in purity and values from a Shadowrunner. How grand. This isn't about you. I don't care what you do, Marta. I'm talking about child abuse. Howard doesn't take the young ones for his wives. I don't know what Glory told you, but he isn't a monster, and not even the youngs that imitates here aren't children. Not really. Your voice goes soft. Last on the street took that from a long time ago. Why should I let them be themselves, but in a safe place? Certainly safer than the back alley of some urban hello, like the one that you live in. I was young when you chose me, Marta. Maybe not innocent, but young. Somewhere deep down, you know that it's wrong. When you lived with us, you didn't think it was wrong. You loved it here. You can rewrite history to cast yourself as a victim if you want to. If demonizing me helps, you can do that too. But nobody ever forced you to do anything, Glory. Falls silent. The color drains from her face. Diese Frau macht mich gerade so aggressiv. This is clearly a difficult subject. I don't know what you were hoping to achieve by bringing it up, but I promise you, you aren't going to convince me to abandon my way of life. Our ways are our own. You can't change it all. All that you can do is accept it anymore. Alright, Marta, let's talk about something else. Fine. Did you have something with other examples? Yeah. There's something else that I'd like to ask about you. Go ahead. I won't stop you. Oh. Chloe said that you spent a lot of time in the lounge back when she lived there. What did you do there? She shrugged. The usual. Drink, play games, have sex, watch a twit. The sort of what you think that lovers usually do in their free time. Why do you ask? Because we found a tattered, blood-stained shirt in there. It looks like it came from an initiate. Confusion washed over her face again. She begins blinking at you and fidgeting. Then that unseen force clamps down again, and she seems to calm. So you found a shirt. So what? There could be hundreds of explanations for this. You know the kinds of things that happen in that room, Marta. You've heard the stories. We both did. She shakes her head. I've never seen an initiate harmed in that room. Not once. As for the rumors, well, they're just a rumor. They have to be. I've read Harrow's manifesto. It looks like he spends a lot of time talking about charity. Ich hätte alles lesen sollen. Yeah. Yes, of course, charity. The kind that I practice when I rescue young people from the street. You have a funny definition of charity? No, I mean in the same way that anybody would. We provide these runaways with food, shelter and sense of purpose. We set them free. That isn't charitable, I know what it is. Okay, ich schaff's nicht, die zu überreden. Scheiße. Harrow is evil, you get that right? I mean, he worships the devil. What else do you need? Smile dies on Marta's face. I don't know what Glory told you, but the adversary is the devil. Calling him that, reducing him into a cartoonish embodiment of evil, is an insult. Ach, isn't, hat sie gesagt. The adversary that I reserve is a personification of rebellion, conflict and change, of anarchy. The fact you lived in Berlin but hold the adversary in contempt proves one of two things. Either you're ignorant or you're a hypocrite. From what I've seen here tonight, Glory was right on the mark when she said that the adversary was evil. If anyone here is ignorant, it's you. Her lips curled into a sneer. Harrow warned us about this kind of backward thinking, but I wasn't expecting to hear it from you. I always assumed that you Shadowrunners were savvy enough to know that good and evil doesn't exist. 9 times out of 10 I agree with you, but Marta, the adversary is a special case. Somewhere deep down you must know that. Marta sighs and her voice takes a condensing tone. I don't have to believe anything that you tell me. You don't get to dictate my spiritual beliefs. The fact that you're even trying is sad, Glory. I expected more from you. I'm done with this. If you want to go stand doing the idol that I serve, do it somewhere else. As for you, you can either change the subject or you can get ready for a fight. I won't hear any more of your blasphemy. Give us the amulet, Marta. It's the right thing to do. Das wird ihr nicht tun. I don't know if you expected any of that to mean anything, but it doesn't. None of it matters. She fizzles the amulet off her blues, dangles on the golden chain, glitting in the firelight. If you want it, you're going to have to kill me for it. Glory shifts into attack posture. When she speaks, her voice is unsteady. I'm sorry that you have to come to this, Marta, but you're too far gone to save. If you want to fight, we'll give you one. I didn't want this, Glory. I wish that we could have come out of this friend. But you haven't convinced me of anything, and I made my promise to protect this with my life. Oh, best of luck with that. I won't need luck, outsider. Harold, my husband, taught me how. She says it slow, and her eyes are sad. She raises her hands and they begin to glow. See for yourself. Ja, irgendwie tut's mir leid, andererseits... Sie hat ihre eigene Entscheidung getroffen, ne? So, gibt die mal hier in Deckung. 13 Schaden, sehr schön. Ach ne, die sind neutral. Ich dachte, die kämpfen jetzt auch gegen uns. So. Glory, hau mal bitte richtig rein. Sehr schön. Und zack. 2 AP hat sie sich geheilt. Wow, ganz toll. Verdammt, sie ist ein Summoner. Was ist das Ding? Ja. Die laufen weg. Sollten sie auch. Nein. Oh. Einen gezielten Schuss bitte. Dankeschön. So, dann das hier. Sehr schön. Und das war's. Gloria stands staring at the red ruin of Marta's body. Her eyes split down to her claws. An expression of growing horror creeps across her face. You okay, Glory? Takes her a long time to respond. Her voice is choked with long dormant emotion. No, I'm not. I'm sorry, but it had to be done. She snarls out an answer. Her face has flushed red. Yes, I know. She was just as bad as Harold. Killing her was the right thing to do. The astonishment, you see her eyes welling with tears. Glory. All at once, the blood drains from her cheek. She wipes the water from her eyes with a cold metal hand. Save the consolation speech, I'm over it. Her voice is frigid, dead. She nods in the direction of the shrine room. We got what we came here for. Let's go finish this. Ich hätte vielleicht dieses Buch genauer lesen sollen. Ich weiß nicht, ob das nicht vielleicht wirklich die bessere Lösung war, weil so verdorben wie diese Frau schon war, das ist immer so schwer zu beurteilen. As I step forward, the scintillating red light that streams from the doorway flickers and dies. There's a strange, lurking sensation in your gut, where it clears almost instantly. The door swings open with a touch. That seems to have done it. Glory nods, then reaches into her satchel. Her hands come back out, clutching a small jar. I'm going to put a smear of this on your forehead. It's a sort of alchemy balm. Her voice goes quiet. Harold taught me how to make it. She unscrews the cap from the jar, revelating a pale white ornament. The surface glitters strangely in the dim light. If you ever wondered where my share of the take from your jobs is gone, this is the answer. Powdered oil calcum isn't cheap. What does this ointment do? The boundaries between the material world and the subplanar weakness place. Things can bleed through. The balm is like a lens. It focuses your perception, makes the haze real. She applies a smear of ointment on the forehead. It looks like a glob of glittering white paint. With this, we can deal with the spirit on its own level. I'm glad that you came prepared. She dips her finger back into the balm and traces it down your forehead. The ointment feels cool and oily on your skin. I didn't have much of a choice. There's no way that I could pull this off without alchemical assistance. I wouldn't even want to try. She fidgets in her bag a second time and pulls out a pair of silver necklaces. A rune-inscribed pendant dangles from each. This will protect your astral self from spiritual possession. Don't take it off while we're dealing with the shrine. Whatever you do, put on the pendant. Got it. Gloria puts her own pendant. The necklace glitters slightly against her pale skin. I don't know what's going to happen when we step into the room, Deadly Angel. We're playing with forces outside of our control. Are you ready to do this? I've been waiting for this since we got here. There's a long pause before she speaks again. When she does, her voice sounds strained. At the beginning of the thing, we both agreed that Harris need to die. I still want it. I want to bury my claws in his belly and pull his entrails out for what he did to me and to all the other kids like me. But from what we've seen here tonight, I suspect that Harold isn't the real power here anymore. Explain. I think that when Harold started using his shrine, he ended the spirit trapped inside of his key to the kingdom. The bastard might think that he's in charge here, but he isn't, not anymore. He's a servant, just like everybody else. The only difference is that he doesn't know it. So, what? So we don't need to kill Harold to put an end to all of this. I don't think that he'll be much of a threat on his own, not anymore. If we can manage to purify the spirits rather than killing it, it will withdraw from the cultist minds willingly. We can save them. I think that if we purify the spirit, Fireshell will die. We'll save off the kids and the nightmare will end. I feel that strongly about it, we can shift our focus. This is your run, Glory. I'm just here to help. She breathes a sigh of relief. Thank you, Deadly Angel. I hate to do the wrong thing here. Let's put an end to all of this. We heal the spirits and then the cultists. We send Harold running and shut this place down. That's the plan. Let's do it. Ich hoffe, sie hat recht. So. Da haben wir besagten Schrein. As you approach the shrine, a chorus of high, sibilant voices fill the air. The sound is light and airy, but something about it fills you with a bone-deep dread. Welcome home, Glory. Glory's eyes go wide. She opens her mouth to speak, but no sounds escape her. Glory, what? Something slams into you, a wave of entangling force that turns your consciousness inside out and sends shockwaves reverberating through your mind. The world lurches and everything goes black. Scheiße! Slowly you begin to stir. Murky, flickering expressions invade the only stillness of your unconscious mind. The sensation comes back in waves, washing up over you and jerking you back toward consciousness. You smell acrid smoke and burning meat, the roar of distant flames whispering in your ears. When your eyes fly open, a doorway glare fills your vision. As you attempt to struggle to your feet, you become dimly aware that the gravity here feels wrong. Everything is heavier than it should be. Slowly the waves grow still and your senses calm. You'll find yourself staring into an infinite horizon. The blasted ruins of fire stretch out in all directions as far as the eyes can see. Where the hell are we? Rarely she survives your surroundings. I can say for certain, but there's one thing that I'm sure of. Whatever this place is, the adversary holds away here. So this place, whatever it is where we're going to find the spirit, right? Yes, it'll be here, somewhere. Ja, dann. Let's take a look. Okay. Ich glaube, hier könnte man mit einem Schamanen echt gut durchkommen. Whoa! As you step forward, you find yourself gagging. The air in this room is saturated with a slaughterhouse smell. A smell like blood and bile fills the stench of an abattoir. Up ahead, you catch sight of something sliding into the world. It looks like a giant man, with a pair of tortured faces where it should be. I showed it should be. The things burn like a Roman candle, spitting white-hot sparks in the fiery plum. An oily substance runs down between its dangling legs and spatters onto the floor, and where those strips land, they burn. Behind the creature, a second thing slumbers into view. A well of muscle, sinew and burning pitch. The things lurch towards you, leaving a trail of greasy smoke in their wake. Hi. Mist. So. Du machst mal Hold. Dann gebe ich mich mal hier in Deckung. Glory. Begibt sich ja mal hier hin. Fehlt, sehr schön. Ich glaube, der macht ultra viel Schaden, wenn er mal trifft. So, Control Mode. So, ich traue mich mal hier hin. Einen gezielten Schuss hier drauf. Verfehlt. Sag mal. Verfehlen hier der neue Hit oder was? Hallo, was macht ihr denn? 11 Schaden, sehr schön. Oh, ey, das gibt's ja nie. So, irgendwie läuft hier doch was falsch. Endlich getroffen. Ich dachte, wir könnten gar nicht treffen. Also bei der Oh, 20 Schaden. Ja, Deadly Angel, tu dein Schlechtestes. 3 Schaden. Oh, doch so viel. Hallo. Immerhin. 2 HP geheilt. 19 Schaden. Oh, Mensch. Oh, vertrifft doch mal. Ist doch echt nicht mehr schön. Ein gezielter Schuss. Sehr schön, das Ding ist tot. Wir gehen mal hier so rum. Glory. Kann sich mal heilen. Dann mal vorrücken. Die Stealings. Weißt du was? Die fällt dem Teil jetzt mal in den Rücken. 14 Schaden, sehr schön. Oh, sehr schön getroffen. Na, kriegen wir es hin? Verfehlt. Danke, Glory. Danke. Yes. Zum Glück ist es tot. Was auch immer es war. Wie auch immer man Tod bei den Sachen definieren kann. Yay, more of them. Take cover. Control Mode. Gehen wir hier hin. Sehr schön. Glory. Gehen wir weiter vorwärts. Nehmen wir jetzt mal die Pistole. Verfehlt. Wundervoll. Mist. Deadly Angel. Weißt du was? Macht noch einen Control Mode. Geh mal dahin. Verfehlt. Nichts anderes habe ich erwartet. So, nimm mal deine Razor Claws. Und Attack. Armor broken. Sehr schön. Die Stealings. Sehr schön. Und einmal hier bitte. Verfehlt. So. Das war gut. Nochmal. Oh, immerhin. Glory. Compound Attack. Sehr schön. Und hier einmal. Verfehlt. Guck näher. 20 Schaden. Na toll. Out of Ammo. Reload. Ich würde gerne meinen Timer wiedersehen. Ah, das wird der letzte Kampf für diese Folge. Also irgendwie bin ich gerade richtig froh, Rigger zu spielen. Sehr schön. So, ich würde dann aber sagen, hier beenden wir die Folge und ich sage tschüss, bis zum nächsten Mal, wenn es wieder als Let's Play Shadowrun Dragonfall. Bis dahin, macht's gut.